Hey YouTube, welcome back to my Precious Metals Mining and Royalty Company series with today's awareness video covering yet another fantastic North American-based miner and British Columbia's next gold producer, Gold Mountain, ticker symbol GMTNF, Golf, Michael, Tango, November Foxtrot in the United States, and GMTN or Golf, Michael, Tango, November on the Toronto Stock Exchange, or TSV for my friends up north in Canada. Let's dive into the details of this company. Let's look at the fundamentals and technical aspects when we return. All right, welcome back. Welcome back, viewers. So I do have a little bit of gold and silver laid out on the table here in front of you. Was messing with my silver shot and decided just to kind of pour a little bit of it out to add a little bit of an artistic appeal to today's video. So just having a little fun over here, guys and girls. Hopefully some of you guys can relate to that. So anyways, let's talk about Gold Mountain. Now, if you're new here and you're interested in learning about saving money in physical gold and silver, well, you're in the right place. Please check out any of my nearly now 200 videos on stacking precious metals, where I talk about the many advantages of stacking and holding physical gold and silver coins and bars, as well as the different types of coins and bars out there on the market. We do some reviews. We talk about where to buy, where to sell, what to avoid, premiums, which way the market is headed based on what we're seeing, etc., etc. But I'm also working to expand this channel with additional coverage of stock market investing in precious and base metal mining and royalty companies. So I'd like to take the time to thank Gold Mountain for sponsoring today's awareness video. As always, I'd like to remind you that I'm not a financial advisor, so please do all of your own due diligence before investing into anything. All right, with that out of the way, let's take a look at Gold Mountain. A lot to see here. So let's start with Gold Mountain's fundamentals and, in general, the overview of this young gold mining company. Now, Gold Mountain Mining Corp engages in the exploration and development of mineral properties in Canada, so they do operate in a geopolitically safe environment, all right, with pretty supportive mining laws up there in Canada. The primary focus is on gold and silver deposits, so that's precious metals right up my alley. The company does hold a 100% interest in the Elk Gold Project, covering an area of 16,716 hectares, currently located in the south central British Columbia region. Now, Gold Mountain leadership did pay just 10 million US, actually Canadian dollars, for the mineral interest at 10% down, and catch this, 0% interest on its payments, which works out to be just $18 per ounce in gold. That is the cost of the privilege to mine there, $18 per ounce in gold. When you factor in today's spot price for gold and the amount of gold that the company has forecast to mine on the property based on the mine's life of about 10 years left and what the company is capable of pulling out each year. Now, this mine isn't terribly far from Vancouver, where the company is headquartered, so everything is pretty centrally based here for Gold Mountain. Now, before we discuss where the company is headed, let's briefly discuss where the company has been. And here you can see that Gold Mountain went public just a few months ago, back in December of 2020, yet has quickly moved toward drilling during the first half of 2021, now finalizing an agreement to sell its gold ore to a refinery known as New Gold. It's important to note that the preliminary economic assessment for the Elk Gold Project determined a net present value, or NPV, of 191 million Canadian dollars in gold, assuming a $1,600 spot price with a forecast yield of approximately 50,000 ounces of gold from this project coming out of the ground beginning in year 4 and running through the end of the project in year 10. So these are bullish signs for growth from this company, and revenue generation is forecast to begin as early as quarter 4 of this year with those first gold ore deliveries. So what makes this company unique is the incredibly low cost of mining the Elk Gold Project, which offers a lot of economic protection to shareholders and value, obviously. So it's pretty cheap for them to mine here when you talk about the cost of rent, right? So Gold Mountain has essentially purchase the rights to mine gold ore and silver and anything else that they pull out of the ground. And they only got to pay, $10 million for it, plus 0% in interest on those payments, right? There is a little bit more. We'll touch on how New Gold benefits from this partnership with Gold Mountain here in just a moment. Also, the experience of this leadership team is very important to point out, and the rapid pace at which operations are now underway. Things are moving very quickly. The fact that interest payments are zero for the Elk Gold Project is also a great news story. So as, the value of fiat currencies continues to go down and those payments stay the same, especially with zero interest, well, it just makes it easier for the company to pay back that debt over time. So the actual impact of the Elk Gold Project payments will actually continue to decrease over time thanks to that zero interest contract, which is really unheard of these days and age. The short-term outlook is also fairly rapid, with construction beginning this last quarter of 2021 and production of ore by the third quarter. So we did just enter the third quarter of 2021 when June came rolling around. It's hard to believe we're halfway through the year, just about. And first delivery of gold ore to New Gold is anticipated/expected once more during that fourth quarter, which will result in the young company's first revenue. That's important, right? Earning your first few bucks. So speaking of financials, let's take a look at the numbers. So the preliminary economic assessment conducted in August of 2020 for the Elk Gold Project did come up with a net present value of Canadian $191 million with a 10-year life. We touched on that. The mine is forecast once more to produce 50,000 ounces of gold per year, beginning in year 4 through year 10, once all the development is complete. But we'll start seeing gold as early as fourth quarter. So as I touched on a minute or two back, Gold Mountain has a partnership with New Gold, a $1.5 billion company, which has partnered with Gold Mountain, all right, in terms of milling gold for this project. Now, New Gold's facility is designed to process 18,000 metric tons per day, but they don't have the gold grades to ramp up past 11,000 metric tons as of now. So at this time, they do have plenty of current capacity for Gold Mountain's planned ramp-up of operations that's coming. New Gold also agreed to a very sweet deal with Gold Mountain's management. They agreed to zero cost of processing the gold ore, where Gold Mountain is to keep 89%, and New Gold has a stake of 11% of all processed ore. And also, once the ore is delivered from Gold Mountain to New Gold, they only have 17 days to pay for that delivery. So should be a fairly good stream of revenue coming in here for Gold Mountain very shortly. Let's look at the prices. Let's look at the stock and events. So now, the technical analysis. And here, please keep in mind that this is from the Toronto Exchange and in Canadian dollars to keep things in perspective. However, shares of Gold Mountain may be purchased in the United States under ticker symbol GMTNF. Those can be purchased on the OTC exchanges, so your brokers like TD Ameritrade and Fidelity should have the stock available to purchase. But unfortunately, you will not be able to purchase shares currently through discount younger brokers such as Robinhood and Webull. The stock has seen some nice price appreciation across the first half of 2021, rising in value now from 79 cents Canadian to just under $3 Canadian today on the back of many project updates as the team has sped toward production and signed some pretty good contracts there with New Gold. Now, looking at past performance, we see the 1 week return was very nice for Gold Mountain this last week, almost 21% gain, while the overall Canadian metals and mining sector was down just less than a percentage point. Gold Mountain has gained 156% over the last 90 days versus the overall market's increase of 8.6%. That's still pretty good, 90 days, 8.6%, but I'd rather have 156%. I imagine you would too. So that's great news for those that invested early and got in on the ground floor. Now, due to the company being so young and currently without any revenue to report, I cannot accurately provide a price-to-earnings ratio or a price-to-earnings growth chart. However, we can dive into the current financial picture for Gold Mountain as we are here. And as of June of 2021, Gold Mountain does maintain both short and long-term assets and liabilities, yet its overall healthy position with asset values, that is, exceeding that of their liabilities, which of course is always good. Here you go with the balance sheet and the cash runway analysis for Gold Mountain. You can see they have sufficient cash on hand for 9 months without raising additional debt or capital in the form of another, issuance of common stock. With revenues due to come online during the fourth quarter, and by all reports so far, and by the recent appreciation in the stock's value, that appears to be the case. The company does also look to be in a good position at this time from a balance sheet perspective, especially when considering the estimated gold ore the company intends to mine, as well as the current value of gold as compared to what Gold Mountain is responsible for paying back in terms of their mining agreements. So looks very good there for this company. Instilling even more confidence is the amount of insider selling of the company's stock. Considering it has tripled in value from January, you would assume that some would be looking to take some profits. But right now, 0 shares have been sold by the management team or any of the early institutional investors. Yet 306,000 shares have been purchased over the last 3 months by both insiders and institutions. This is a bullish indicator for the company's direction when those on the inside are buying and not selling. So there you go, another interesting mining company in Canada. This one also well positioned to reap the benefits of gold and silver's increasing outlook on their spot price valuations, as well as the outlook for the devaluing of the US dollar, as well as other fiat currencies. So this company does have a strong contract with New Gold, a firm financial picture, and also rapid advances this year toward mining and generating revenue, which is very important, especially from an investor standpoint. The stock has appreciated over 300% year to date and does look positioned for further advances as the metals and mining sector in general looks hot on the strength of gold and silver. So there you go. This is another company I will be watching, and I'll also be looking to purchase shares. I'm going to look at the possibility of picking up some of these OTC shares here in the United States with my Fidelity account. I do have my Webull account, which I've got about 9 companies in. But unfortunately, it cannot gain access to all of these great young companies through Webull. So we'll look into that. Stay tuned as I work to build a larger portfolio of precious metals, mining companies as the months and years pass us by. I plan to be here for a long time. So more on that to follow in upcoming videos. I do want to thank every single one of you for viewing this video and these series, these promotional awareness videos. These help me out a lot. It helps the channel tremendously. It allows me to bring more precious metals content to you. I'm able to buy more gold and silver, share that with the community, and also provide some deals for my loyal members during my flash sales, etc. So thank you for participating today. Thank you for viewing, and I hope to see you back again soon for our next company review. Remember to do your own due diligence, and most importantly, have the patience to see your investments through. Have a great day, everyone. Keep stacking, and we'll see you soon on another precious metals focused video.